Hey, I'm Jeremy.
I'm John.
We're the Vintage Gamers, and we're going to make a video sponsor today to Classic Game Hunter. He just hit 1,000 subscribers. Congrats, man. Been watching your channel for a long time. I'm really happy for you, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Good videos. You should definitely check it out. And he asked us to name our top 3 game developers. So that's what we're going to do.
He's also a fellow North Carolinian, too, by the way, which is awesome.
Definitely awesome.
So our third favorite company is Nintendo. Man, what can we say? It's Nintendo.
Ton of great games.
Yeah, ton of great games. Home for Donkey Kong. Man, I remember playing Donkey Kong Country, man, when it first came out. It was so awesome.
I'll never forget opening that for Christmas. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I know, and still to this day, it still holds up pretty good.
Super Metroid, great games. I remember playing those for hours and hours. I mean, what else can you say? It's good gameplay, a lot of fun, a lot of weapons. It was like a lot of the aspects of like Mario, and where you do the platforming and stuff, and then Zelda, where you can like upgrade weapons and find things.
Also, the first really female lead in video game series as well.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Kirby, another great series from Nintendo. Especially Kirby's Adventure was awesome. Really fun platformer.
Zelda is probably my favorite franchise. Link to the Past was probably my favorite game of all time. It's just great games. I played this one a lot. I played the second one, as a kid, rented it a few times. I never actually owned it, so I'm glad I own it now. I guess we have Mario. What else can you say about Mario? I mean, that's really where a lot of people's gaming started.
Definitely Mario 3, one of my all-time favorite games, and Super Mario World. I mean, like, just, I don't even know what to say, really. It's
Mario. Alright,
so our second favorite company is Konami. A really great company. I mean, they still, to this day, put out some good quality stuff. But I'm going to start out with one of my favorite games they made for the NES, and that was Bucky O'Hare. Really great game. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. And they made the third Ninja Turtles game. They started making them after, I believe it was Ultra. Stopped making them, and it was one of the best games for the system. And then they made Turtles in Time, which is another classic game, and still to this day it holds up very well.
Another great game Konami put out was the Metal Gear series. I mean, what can you say about that? The first Metal Gear Solid. That was definitely one of those like landmark games. Like, I just loved playing it as a kid. Just all the stealth stuff. It was just such a new like game type for me. And one of my favorite boss battles of all time, Psycho Mantis.
The second and third were really good too. Third one was kind of different from the other ones, but it was still held its own. Another great series they put out was the Contra games. Man, come on. When you were a kid in the 90s, you played Contra if you had a Nintendo.
Definitely. I had to use the code. There's no way around it. Another like groundbreaking game for me, Silent Hill. I mean, when I first played that, it was so dark and eerie. I just love the atmosphere of it and everything. Great game. Another great series Konami put out was the Castlevania series. Some of the hardest games. I don't know, still to this day I haven't beat the first Castlevania.
No. Great series. All 3 of them. Well, let me take that back. Simon's Quest kind of sucks, but man, they tried to do something different, but they made it up with Dracula's Curse. Dracula's Curse was really awesome, and then on the Super Nintendo, Super Castlevania 4, awesome game, and didn't play Dracula X until later on when I actually got my copy, and it's just as good as Castlevania 4. So our number 1 is obviously Capcom. Man, look at all these great games they put out. One of my favorite games from the PS1 series, Nine Crisis. Great series. A lot like Resident Evil, but it's that dinosaurs and stuff. It's pretty cool. Another game they put out, one of my favorite fighting games. I'm not really big into fighters, but Rival Schools. Awesome game. You should check it out if you haven't ever played them.
A couple great NES games that Capcom put out were Disney and DuckTales and Rescue Rangers.
We're on the hunt for the second one of the series, Rescue Rangers 2 and DuckTales 2, and they also made Darkwing Duck, which is another awesome Capcom game, and they made games like Little Mermaid, and they made all the Disney games back then. They were pretty cool, all really good for this time.
Great games back then. Another good series they put out was the Final Fight series. It was great in the arcade. These were good ports. It was a lot of fun, good beat 'em up. Another one of my favorite series, Street Fighter 2 especially. Played that so many times in the arcade, and I remember going to a friend's house and played it on Genesis actually, so that's why I grabbed the Genesis card.
One of my all-time favorite series that Capcom ever made, and one of my all-time favorite series for any game series, Mega Man. Still to this day, they still hold up playing these games. They're all really hard, especially the NES ones.
Yeah.
God, they're so hard. And you got the one on the Super Nintendo, which I know John's real big into.
Yeah, I definitely played those a lot back in the day. I still play them a lot. Great games. Another just really great series is Resident Evil. I mean, first survival horror kind of game I ever played. I remember renting Resident Evil and playing it, and then when those dogs jumped in the window, it just made me jump. I've never experienced that from a game before, and exciting stuff. Played them a lot.
I didn't play the first Resident Evil until later on, but I remember seeing the commercials for Resident Evil 2, and I was just blown away. And I picked it up, I think, the launch day, and beat it numerous times. Resident Evil 3, it was cool. I mean, Nemesis chasing you. I mean, you just got that like rush, you know.
Yeah, it was intense.
Rush of panic, pretty much. Then when Resident Evil 4 came out on the GameCube originally, but it was still. I had a GameCube, and that was the main reason why I got the GameCube, was because they moved the series over to that. And you know, one of my favorite all-time games is Resident Evil 4. That's why Capcom's my number one. All these great games.
Same here, number one. I mean, you got Resident Evil, Mega Man, Street Fighter.
Really. Well, thanks for checking out this video, and congrats again to Classic Game Hunter, man.
Congratulations.
If you guys haven't checked him out, I'll leave a link down to his channel in the description. Thanks for watching.